How to play Spaceship Redoubt. To set up, first separate the crew member cards and place them in a pile. Second, place the orbit's remaining track and the engine repair track face up in the center of the table. Then, place all of the repair crystals next to the engine repair track and the ship token next to the orbit's remaining track. Next, place all of the jailed reminder cards in a pile on the table and place the captaincy card nearby. The player who explained the rules or played this video to the group on their device receives the first player token, or randomly assign it if it is not your first round. Each player is then dealt a reminder card to keep in front of them. It shows what each crew member card does, how many are present in the deck, and which of them contain a single red card. It also explains the captaincy's effect. Beginning a game. Each player is dealt 3 cards from the crew member cards to be looked at, and then each player will select 1 card from the cards dealt to represent their alignment. While selecting a card, if your 3 cards includes a red card, you must select that card. Only in a 7-player game is the hybrid color Admiral considered red. This card is placed face down underneath the reminder card. Once each player has selected an alignment, play begins with the first player. During your turn, you announce the activation of a crew member ability and any required targets. This is representing a claim that you have that crew member card in your hand. You may bluff and announce any crew member ability you wish, but if other players do not believe that you have this card, they can call Doubtful. If no player calls Doubtful, your action is resolved as described, and play moves on to the next player. If a player does call Doubtful, you must either reveal that crew member card from your hand, at which time the player who called Doubtful would shuffle a card from their hand into the crew member deck, or if you cannot reveal that card, you must shuffle a card of your choice from your hand into the deck. If you reveal a card this way, it stays in your hand and all players learn you have that crew member. If at any time a player has 0 crew members in hand, they are immediately jailed and cannot be freed. If a player is jailed, for example from a security action, and does have cards in their hand, on their turn they may take the action to discard a card to break themselves or another jailed player out of the brig. A player in jail cannot use crew member actions on their turn, but can still call Doubtful at any time. A player who has the captaincy may forfeit it to prevent a player being placed in jail with the security ability. On the final orbit, when the ship token reaches the red hex, any player, instead of their turn's action, may jail another player by discarding a card, and this cannot be called Doubtful on. For the good team to win, they must successfully repair the engine to the green hex by adding crystals to the track through the repair action, whereas the evil shapeshifters can sabotage the engines by overloading it to the red hex through 2 extra repair actions. Evil players can also win by the ship's orbit track reaching the end. Once on the red hex, each player has 1 final turn, and then the ship crashes into a nearby moon, and the evil team escapes in their ship. The other victory condition is won through jailing. For the good team to win, they must repair the engine and have all shapeshifters in jail. The shapeshifters can jail all good players and also win in this way. If any single player believes they have successfully earned a victory condition by the players being in jail, they declare, "I believe we have saved the day." Once this is said, the game ends immediately and all players reveal their alignment. If all players of the opposite alignment are jailed, that player wins. However, any unjailed player on the team opposite the player who called for the end of the game would win instead. The Admiral allows you to choose a player other than yourself to become the captain. A player with the captaincy can use any crew member ability on their turn and cannot be called Doubtful upon. The Engineer allows you to place a single repair crystal onto the engine repair track. Medical allows you to choose a player and swap your alignment card with theirs. On the final orbit, any player can call Doubtful on this action to prevent it, regardless of if that card is present in your hand. When using the Recruiter, shuffle your hand into the deck and then draw that many cards. Shuffling in 1 card means you draw 1 card. The Scientist allows you to choose another player and then look at their alignment card. The Security action allows you to place a player in jail or free a player from jail. The Tactical allows you to look at a player's hand or look at all the cards in the deck. This can be handy for determining how many evil players are in play. Remember, you're allowed to say anything, but only allowed to show something when instructed to by the game.